Good morning, Western North Carolina, and welcome to The Digest. We heard lots of wonderful things from you yesterday and are so excited to be continuing this conversation about the happenings of the 2013 annual conference here at Lake Junaluska.
We had a big day yesterday with commissioning and retirement and a lot of holy conferencing.
How about that holy conferencing? Let's take a look.
Yesterday morning, the Western North Carolina Annual Conference commissioned 21 men and women as provisional members to serve our churches, communities, and the world around us. Commissioning marks another step for these individuals on their journey to be ordained. Individuals like Innocent.
I am overwhelmed. I am excited to be commissioned for the church to affirm my calling, and I'm excited. I can't wait to get out there to spread the good news of Jesus Christ.
And Anne.
Will be the third generation clergy in this conference, and I am excited to follow my grandfather as well as both of my parents, and knowing that on such a special day in my life that they're here and that they will be standing and supporting me is very powerful and important.
God planted a vision in the heart of each person as they answered yes to God's call to serve an ordained ministry. Following an inspiring message from Bishop Carter, these people were commissioned as their friends and families stood in support of their gifts and as a sign of their commitment to walk alongside them as they follow God's call.
It's so great to see a new class come into the ministry and get to hear their stories.
Absolutely. It's also really wonderful to see those transitioning to a new part of their journey in ministry as they enter retirement. Let's go to Stuart and hear some comments from Bob Roach that were really hilarious, actually.
We lucky 13ers are filled today with great memories of our shared ministry past, of typing our own bulletins on stencils, using liquid correction fluid and typing them on typewriters and running them off in mimeograph machines in the parsonage and losing our religion as we messed up and ran out of ink. Now, you may have seen where TV celebrity Barbara Walters is retiring at 83, and Betty White, who is 90 plus years young, called her a wimp for retiring so soon. We'll still be around to lend our hands and our hearts. We're simply being repurposed by God. We're beginning new chapters in our lives. Now, usually the person in my shoes today shares the number of years of ministry on this stage, and as Lynn Gilbert has already shared with you, it's infinity times infinity. It's just boom.
All right, Julie, this is a fun afternoon out here. What are we doing?
We are having a free lunch with young clergy and their families.
And why is it important that the young clergy get together?
Because we are about supporting and encouraging one another in ministry and getting to know each other, and there's no better place than the playground at annual conference.
I think we're all going through really similar things in life, and we've got young kids and we've got spouses, and I think the connection, getting to know other people is just great to build community and have folks that you can call on if you need to later on down the road.
We are building a stronger connection with one another. That we can start forming some relationships that will hopefully last a lifetime of ministry.
Once you meet somebody and you have an opportunity at something like this to get to know somebody, that next year you'll say, hey, yeah, I remember we were at this thing together last year, and you can kind of reconnect and get to know each other better. So I think it's a great thing.
We love it here, and we're thankful for the pizza party.
Awesome. Y'all have a great afternoon.
That looks like it was a really fun picnic. I can't believe Ashley Ann didn't bring us any pizza.
Well, you know there is a huge push on fitness this year. Speaking of fitness, the Lake Junaluska Fitness Center had its ribbon cutting today. Let's see some comments from Jack Ewing, the Executive Director of Lake Junaluska.
This is a very, very exciting day for us. We are so excited about what's going to happen into the future as we not only help our guests who come to Lake Junaluska to be renewed in body, but as we develop this wonderful initiative where clergy will come and have intervention that will change their lives. I think someone will tell us about the first cohort that's already in. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this as we celebrate this partnership.
My name is Julie Wilburn-Peeler, and I am here with Dr. Elaine Heath, the Professor of Evangelism at Perkins Theological. Welcome. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. She is leading us in this year's 2013 Annual Conference Bible Study, and we just had some questions for her. Over the course of this week, you have talked about a rule of life. Can you unpack what a rule of life is for a person sitting in the pews on a Sunday morning?
I think of a rule of life as being something like holy habits. When John Wesley started the Methodist Church, he established something called the General Rules, and most Methodists could quote those. First, do no harm. Second, do all the good you can. And third, attend to all the ordinances of God. So a rule of life is a common set of practices for how we will live. And in our Wesleyan tradition, the way to do this is to be accountable in small covenant groups. That's what the class and band meetings were in early Methodism.
One of the questions that has come up, Twitter blew up when you said this on Friday during the Bible study. Jesus doesn't seem to understand about risk management. Somebody needs to tell him that we're in a new era. You want to unpack that?
Sure. I think the biggest obstacle to churches getting outside of ourselves and actually engaging our neighborhoods is fear of lawsuits, fear of taking risks. We are extremely risk averse. And it's part of our larger culture. This is why we've given our children too many antibiotic hand wipes, and we don't let our children play on the monkey bars, and we're just so hyper about our children's safety. And we're sort of hyper about being safe all the time. So focused on being safe that we're unwilling to take any risks for God, which is absolutely contrary to the heart of the gospel. Mm-hmm. And so clearly Jesus was not so worried about risk management. He was out there breaking taboos and doing what Jesus did.
Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate your time and your powerful witness to what's happening here. Can you please tell us more information, how we can find out more information about what you're doing with Missional Wisdom?
Sure, be glad to, and it's been my pleasure to be here, really. You can go to our website. It's www.missionalwisdom.com, and you can find out more about our New Day communities, our Epworth Project, monastic houses, and the Academy for Missional Wisdom. We have this training program that we train people to start and lead communities like this. And we already have one cohort from Western North Carolina. Another one's going to start in the fall, so you may be interested in that. So, and feel free to email us. Our email addresses are on the website as well.
If you want to see more of this interview, please go to www.wnccumc.org. Again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We have Kim Ingram, our conference secretary, here again with us today to talk about yesterday's business and all that was done in the annual conference business sessions. Kim, tell us about what happened yesterday.
Well, Skylar, we had a busy day. We had 2 business sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and we got a lot done. We had 5 petitions left to cover, and we got to all of them really in really good time so that we were able to adjourn on time each time. And in the end, pretty much all of the business was either approved as it had been presented or was referred. So we did approve the budget for 2014 and the CFNA report for the financial policies. We also received 2 different pension sections of their proposal, and each of those were approved. And then there were some other health benefit petitions that ended up getting referred to the Committee on Pension and Health Benefits so that they could do some more studies, some more reflection, some more figuring out the answers and bring those back next time. And then we had the petition related to changing the annual conference location. We had some really good discussion around all of these issues, and in the end, we decided we would stay at Lake Junaluska.
So talk to me a little bit about the petition to move annual conference from Lake Junaluska to another site.
Well, Skylar, I think we had some really good conversation about that, because even though the decision was that we keep it at Lake Junaluska, I think some issues came up in the conversation that reminded us that we need to consider our stewardship on a regular basis, the kinds of decisions we make, the agenda that we keep, how people feel included in what is happening, and the purpose of annual conference. How we do our business, we worship and we spend time together, but we also consider the community and the environment that we are holding annual conference in. And so I think it was time well spent. It was a conversation that was good, and it gave the committee on the annual conference meeting some good things to think about, even as we plan the next several years for annual conference.
I definitely commend you and Bishop Goodpaster for your diligence in handling the voting process, as there were definitely some clear divisions there. But as we know, the issue stays, and here we are at Lake Junaluska for another year.
So ironically, in the petition process, when I trained the ushers the other morning, I said, oh, we rarely do count votes, but here's how you do it just in case we need to do a count vote. Sure enough, we did it twice this annual conference. I appreciate the work of the ushers. They did a really good job.
And good for you for planning.
It's my job.
Awesome. All right, folks, we thank you for joining us again this morning, and we hope that you'll join us again tomorrow morning at 9:30 and here in Stewart Auditorium before the closing worship service. Thanks so much, Kim, for joining us today, too.
Thanks for having me.